right, Cowboys Nation. Let's break down all the latest chatter and moves surrounding the Dallas Cowboys as we dive deep into what's really happening behind the scenes with the roster and potential trades. There's been a lot of buzz online about the possibility of adding a running back to the mix, with fans and analysts alike speculating about which players might fit the Cowboys system best. Week 1 of the season gave us some insight into who is performing at a high level and who might still be struggling to find their rhythm. Jaden Blue's early season performance has sparked discussion, and questions about consistency have naturally followed, especially when looking at players like Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. Week 1 certainly didn't provide all the answers, but it did highlight where opportunities and challenges might exist for Dallas. Names like Breece Hall from the Jets, Jonathan Taylor from the Colts, and Travis Etienne for Jacksonville have all been discussed as potential trade targets, along with others like Damon Pierce, Antonio Gibson, and Jerome Ford. Evaluating Week 1, we saw that some of these players really showed their value, while others had underwhelming performances that may influence their availability and trade value. Jonathan Taylor, for example, delivered as expected, showing why he is a cornerstone for Indianapolis. Breece Hall proved himself as a lead back for a Jets team that nearly toppled the Steelers, though his numbers were mixed, and Travis Etienne looked like the best version of himself in Jacksonville. The challenge for Dallas is not just acquiring talent, but finding value. Overpaying for a proven lead back on a contender is not ideal, as it might cost multiple high draft picks for just a one-year rental. For other backs like Ford, Gibson, and Pierce, they may be available for the right price, but their performances have not yet proven they can significantly elevate a team in need. Javonte Williams, for instance, showed some efficiency and success rate against a strong Eagles defense, converting short yardage opportunities and scoring 2 touchdowns over minimal combined yardage, proving that raw yardage numbers do not tell the whole story. Meanwhile, Kenneth Walker III appears to be losing ground to Zach Charbonnet in Seattle, and this shift could make him a more realistic trade option closer to the deadline, although his declining efficiency over the past 3 seasons raises questions about his ceiling. Week 1 numbers for Charbonnet and Walker highlight that while Charbonnet has been relatively solid, Walker has yet to reclaim the form that made him a promising back. This makes acquiring running back a tricky proposition for Dallas at this stage of the season, as the pool of available players is limited, and most of the proven options are either locked in as starters for their current teams or come at a steep price. On the defensive line, Mazi Smith remains a topic of conversation as well. After being a healthy scratch in Week 1, questions about his consistency and effort have emerged, despite his potential to play at a high level. Reports indicate that his lack of consistency has been a concern, and with Dallas evaluating roster options, he is considered a possible trade candidate. A trade could free up salary and save the Cowboys nearly $2 million, making it appealing if the team is ready to move on. Teams that might have interest could include Seattle, due to connections with their coaching staff and existing relationships, though the exact trade value remains a point of negotiation. Analysts suggest that a day 3 draft pick or a swap might be the most realistic return at this point, given that Smith has yet to prove he can surpass his competition in the depth chart. On the wide receiver front, Jalen Tolbert has also been linked to potential trades, particularly following injuries to other teams' players. While Tolbert did not make a huge impact in Week 1, his versatility across multiple receiver positions and contributions on special teams add value to Dallas' roster. The team must weigh the potential benefits of trading him for meaningful assets versus keeping him as a depth piece and a flexible contributor. With practice squad options available and the possibility of players returning from injury, the timing and strategy of a trade become even more critical. In summary, the Cowboys are navigating a delicate balance between improving the roster through potential trades and maintaining depth and flexibility across multiple positions. Evaluating running backs, wide receivers, and defensive players like Mazi Smith, the team faces complex decisions that involve weighing performance, consistency, potential, and trade value. Week 1 has given some early indications, but there is still a lot of uncertainty, and each move must be carefully considered to ensure the team remains competitive while maximizing the value of any trades or roster adjustments. Cowboys fans should pay close attention to how the front office evaluates options and looks for opportunities that could provide both short-term impact and long-term stability, as the season is just beginning and each decision could shape the trajectory of the team for months to come. Continuing with the latest developments for the Dallas Cowboys, let's dive deeper into how trades, roster adjustments, and player performances are shaping the team's outlook. The conversation around adding a running back has been one of the most pressing topics, especially given the mixed results from Week 1. While players like Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders showed flashes of potential, the question remains whether acquiring additional talent is truly necessary or if it risks overpaying for marginal gains. The reality is that proven lead backs on other teams, like Jonathan Taylor and Travis Etienne, are entrenched in their systems, making it costly and complicated to pry them away. Dallas has to weigh whether a trade would actually enhance their roster or simply add a player who cannot immediately elevate the team. This is why exploring younger, less established options may be more realistic, though they come with uncertainty. For instance, running backs like Damon Pierce, Antonio Gibson, and Jerome Ford may be available at the right price, but Week 1 performances left a lot to be desired, emphasizing that not all available options provide a clear path to improvement. On the defensive side, Mazi Smith continues to be a focal point. His healthy scratch in the opening week and concerns about consistency have put him under scrutiny. The Cowboys front office is evaluating whether moving Smith could provide both financial relief and a better roster fit, particularly as the team considers the potential for younger or more consistent players to step up. While Smith's talent is undeniable, the question of whether he competes at the required level every day has become a key factor in determining his future. Trade discussions surrounding Smith have suggested that a realistic return might be a day 3 draft pick, though connections with other teams, such as Seattle, could open opportunities for more favorable deals. These strategic considerations highlight how Dallas is balancing performance, potential, and value when evaluating players whose roles may be in flux. Wide receiver depth is another area where trade talks have surfaced, particularly regarding Jalen Tolbert. While Tolbert has contributed in limited ways, including special teams and his ability to play multiple positions, his production in Week 1 was modest. Injuries across the league have created potential windows for trades, and Tolbert could become a target for teams seeking depth, but Dallas must ensure any move provides meaningful return rather than a minor draft pick swap. The team has to assess not just immediate needs, but long-term flexibility, as depth is crucial when injuries inevitably occur over the course of the season. Evaluating young players, veterans, and those with uncertain roles requires a delicate balance of patience, foresight, and strategic timing. Week 1 performances, while informative, do not tell the whole story. Players like Kenneth Walker III in Seattle demonstrate how roles can shift quickly, affecting availability and trade value. Walker's declining efficiency over recent seasons illustrates the risk involved in pursuing a player whose trajectory may not be upward. Similarly, watching the development of players like Javonte Williams and assessing short yardage success rates versus total yardage provides insight into how Dallas evaluates talent in a nuanced way, looking beyond surface-level statistics to determine effectiveness in specific situations. Salary considerations also play a critical role in these discussions. Moving players like Mazi Smith or others with cap implications can provide financial flexibility, allowing the Cowboys to target players who might better fit the roster while maintaining a sustainable approach to contracts. The timing of trades, particularly as the season progresses toward the trade deadline, is vital. Early season evaluations help determine who might be available and what value can realistically be expected, while later decisions can take advantage of teams needing depth or looking to offload players for strategic reasons. Throughout all of this, the Cowboys' philosophy seems to focus on finding value rather than simply acquiring talent for the sake of it. Overpaying for a high-profile back or receiver, especially if it is only for a short-term need, could jeopardize draft capital and limit future flexibility. Instead, the team appears to be evaluating a mix of performance, potential, and cost to ensure that every move strengthens the roster in a meaningful way. This approach extends beyond running backs and wide receivers to defensive players and linemen, as consistency, effort, and the ability to contribute in multiple phases of the game are all factored into decision-making. For fans, the takeaways from early season trades and roster discussions provide insight into the strategic thinking of the Cowboys front office. Each player considered for a move carries a set of considerations around performance, potential, fit, and value. Week 1 is only the beginning, and the next few weeks will be crucial in determining which players solidify their roles, which may be available for trade, and which need to step up to contribute. As the Cowboys navigate the complexities of the season, trade possibilities, and roster management, it becomes clear that every decision must be weighed carefully. The team is looking for opportunities to improve, whether through trades, player development, or strategic roster adjustments, all while maintaining flexibility and preparing for the inevitable challenges that injuries and performance fluctuations will bring. Evaluating talent is never straightforward, and the Cowboys' approach reflects a careful balance of short-term needs and long-term strategy, aiming to build a team that is competitive now while staying positioned for future success. Fans should keep a close eye on developments, particularly regarding running backs, wide receivers, and defensive contributors as the season progresses and the front office refines its approach. The next weeks will provide more clarity on player performance, trade value, and strategic decisions that could shape the Cowboys roster for the remainder of the season and beyond, making it an exciting and closely watched period for the team and its supporters. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL and left fans across the United States in a state of utter disbelief, the Dallas Cowboys are reportedly on the verge of signing none other than Chuba Hubbard, the Canadian star currently dazzling with the Carolina Panthers. While no official confirmation has come down from either organization, sources close to the situation hint that the deal could be finalized any day now, igniting a frenzy of speculation and excitement among Cowboys faithful. Hubbard, known for his explosive speed, elusiveness, and knack for breaking big plays, has quietly established himself as one of the most dynamic running backs in the league. His rise from Canadian roots to NFL prominence has been nothing short of meteoric, and his rumored move to Dallas has left fans and pundits alike questioning the Cowboys' intentions and the Panthers' strategy. Is Dallas aiming to completely revamp its backfield, or is this just the start of a larger roster shakeup that could redefine their offense? The buzz around this potential acquisition is palpable. Social media has exploded with reactions ranging from ecstatic support to skeptical caution. If this happens, it's a game changer, tweeted one anonymous NFL insider. Fans imagine the possibilities. Hubbard slicing through defenses behind Dallas' notorious offensive line, electrifying crowds at AT&T Stadium, and injecting a new dimension into a team hungry for playoff glory. Others, however, wonder about the cost, both financially and in terms of team chemistry. Carolina Panthers fans, meanwhile, are reportedly stunned. Hubbard has been a cornerstone of their ground game, and losing him could leave a significant hole in their offensive strategy. Speculation is rife that the Panthers may look to shuffle other pieces in response, potentially sparking a domino effect of trades and signings that could redefine the league's landscape. While insiders caution that nothing is final, the mere rumor of Hubbard's arrival in Dallas is enough to dominate sports talk shows, fan forums, and locker room chatter across the NFL. One thing is certain. If the Cowboys do manage to secure Hubbard, the 2025 season could start with a bang, and the NFL world will have a new story to follow, a story that begins with a Canadian star ready to make a Texans nightmare his new playground. The Cowboys may have just turned the rumor mill into reality, and all eyes are now on Chuba Hubbard's next move. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.